Islam is the second biggest religion after Christianity, and according to many reports and predictions, it will be the biggest religion by 2050. It is a diverse religion practiced by billions of people spread in every corner of the world and adopted by almost every ethnicity. Throughout history, Islam has been known for its compassionate nature, inclusivity and simplicity. But in the last few decades, some ignorant groups have brought a negative impact to a religion which literally means peace. Despite immense propaganda and a media trial of the Muslim world, followers of this peaceful religion have not just distanced themselves from this extremism, but also shown the real meaning of Islam taught by Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, which is based on harmony, love and compassion. Many hesitate to say this, but Islam was a revolution where in a society daughters were buried alive, and the racial supremacy of Arabs was imposed systematically, and the concept of equality was completely absent. In that society, if a person comes and says that we are all equal, treat servants as your brother and respect your daughters as much as you do your sons, then it is a revolution from every aspect, because it is an attempt to change the basic fabric of the society. For Muslims, he was the most patient, wise, honest, and a just ruler that the world had ever seen. The city of Makkah, and especially the Holy Kaaba, had always been an important and sacred place for the Quraysh tribe, even before Islam. The Quraysh tribe was formed by a person called Qusay, and the members of this tribe were polytheist. As a result, idols of different gods were set up inside the Kaaba. Believers from around the Arab world used to come to perform rituals and worship. The Quraysh were also the custodians of the Holy Kaaba and would look after the pilgrims and protect the Kaaba's security. Qusay had 4 sons, and 2 of them were Abd ad-Dar and Abdu Manaf. Qusay picked his eldest son Abd ad-Dar despite his lack of political and administrative wisdom to rule the tribe. But after a few years, the people of Quraysh gathered to demand that Abd ad-Dar's nephew, who was called Hashim, take responsibilities of the Quraysh instead. With the passing of time, Hashim would have more responsibilities, specifically in dealing with the pilgrims. Hashim's son, Abd al-Muttalib, took charge for caring for the pilgrims. Abd al-Muttalib's son was Abdullah. Abdullah married Amina, and she gave birth to the Holy Prophet. He was born in 570 AD on the 17th of the Islamic month Rabi al-Awwal. He was the seal of all the prophets and the most beloved prophet to God amongst all the prophets God had created. At different places in the Holy Quran, Allah has addressed him as O beloved. Abdul Muttalib had a dream that a tree was growing on his back, and the height of this tree was very tall, and it touched the sky. The side branches were expanded to east and west, and the light on this tree was brighter than the sun, and the Persians and the Arabs both worshipped this tree. When Abdul Muttalib summoned a dream interpreter, he told that a prophet of God would be born in his family who would free east and west from darkness. Even before Abdul Muttalib, the coming of the Holy Prophet was predicted and prophesied by Prophet Jesus Christ himself. In Surah As-Saf of the Holy Quran, Allah conveyed the message through Jesus Christ. It states,
"And remember, Jesus, the son of Mary, said, O children of Israel, I am the messenger of Allah sent to you, confirming the law which came before me, and giving glad tidings of a messenger to come after me, whose name shall be Ahmad."
Similarly, when Lady Amina was pregnant, she was aware of the fact that the child in her womb was someone special. Lady Amina heard a voice one day, and it said,
"Thou carriest in the womb the Lord of this people, and when he is born, say, I place him beneath the protection of the One, from the evil of every envier. Then name him Muhammad."
Prophet Muhammad's father, Abdullah, had died before he was born. In Arab society during that period, it was a common tradition to send a child to live in the desert for a few years with a Bedouin. It helped a child to learn classical Arabic, increased the strength of their body, and taught them to learn to tolerate and survive in extreme weather conditions of the Arabian Peninsula. So Prophet Muhammad was given to Lady Halima from Banu Sa'ad tribe for nursing. Lady Halima and her husband Harith both eventually realized that the Holy Prophet was a very different child from the other children. The Holy Prophet would visit his mother regularly with Lady Halima, but after the age of 5, Prophet's mother, Lady Amina, died in 575 AD. The Holy Prophet's grandfather, Abdul Muttalib, called Abu Talib to his bedside and instructed him to take care of the Holy Prophet after his death. Historians write that Abdul Muttalib had asked Abu Talib to promise that he would protect his grandson from every danger and would never leave him. Abu Talib, standing at the deathbed of Abdul Muttalib, promised that he would never abandon his nephew. This was the beginning of a very important and significant relationship which would not only change the course of Arab society, but would nurture a prophet which would unite the world. Many historians write that there were many signs which hinted towards his prophethood even before Islam. For instance, at the age of 12, the Holy Prophet's uncle Abu Talib took him to Syria and Basra. There was a Christian monk who was known for his great knowledge and predictions. He saw the Holy Prophet and predicted that he would be the prophet who would enlighten the whole world. At the age of 20, the Holy Prophet had learned the art of trade. Abu Talib trained him and took him to different trading centers where Prophet Muhammad developed his skill further. But the most important and greatest thing about him, even before he became the Holy Prophet, was his honesty and his kind nature. He was known throughout the plains of Arabia for his just nature. He was entitled as Amin, which means honest. Lady Khadija bint Khuwaylid was the daughter of a merchant, and she was a businesswoman who was running the business which she inherited from her father. She was highly successful in transforming the business into a more profitable one. But as a woman during that period, it was difficult for her to transport her goods and travel to different places in order to trade. So she looked for a person who could trade on her behalf that was honest and trustworthy. Many people suggested to her that the Holy Prophet was the most trustworthy and honest person for this job. Subsequently, Lady Khadija offered a job to the Holy Prophet, which he accepted on the advice of his uncle Abu Talib. Lady Khadija was highly impressed with the Prophet's honesty. She used to listen carefully and very lovingly when the Holy Prophet used to come from different cities after trade and tell her what happened. Looking at his wonderful and truthful nature, she proposed to him for marriage and he accepted. Lady Khadija was older than the Prophet, and there is a discrepancy between historians over the exact age difference. In his spare time, the Holy Prophet used to go to the outskirts of the city and to the cave of Hira on Jabal al-Nur, the mountain of light. There he used to meditate and worship Allah. Then at the age of 40, the Holy Prophet received his first revelation. The revelation was a few words conveyed to the Prophet through Angel Jibreel, and these words surprised the Holy Prophet. Angel Jibreel said,
Read. What shall I read?
Read in the name of your Lord, the Creator.
Receiving any kind of divine revelation is peculiar, so it was expected that no one would believe the Holy Prophet. But Lady Khadija believed and showed allegiance by accepting a new religion which was not even fully revealed then. Followed by Lady Khadija, the second member of Islam was the Holy Prophet's own cousin, Imam Ali. This new religion introduced by the Holy Prophet was completely unacceptable to the people of Quraysh, as it was challenging their basic beliefs, and on the other hand, this new religion was also attracting new followers from various ethnic backgrounds and social classes. As a result, the Quraysh found this as a threat to their belief, and if they let it go, then their religion would be subject to extinction. So a policy of harassment and ridicule was adopted by the Quraysh towards new believers, and a new wave of torture took place against Muslims, which continued for many years. When the Quraysh's torture of believers became too violent and relentless, the Holy Prophet was instructed to leave Mecca and migrate to a place called Yathrib in 622 AD, which is today known as Medina. This journey also marked the first Islamic year called Hijrah. The Holy Prophet, with his followers known as Muhajirun, reached Yathrib, where he received a warm welcome from the people. The demography of Yathrib was mainly divided into Jews, Ansar, and two dominant tribes, Banu Aus and Khazraj. These tribes were known for their generational feud. As the Holy Prophet was known for his just judgments, he was often requested for mediation among stakeholders of Yathrib. As a result of the Prophet's engagement, a profound and historic agreement was signed by all stakeholders, known as the Charter of Medina. This was the first of its kind, a constitution based on equality and respect of all faiths. Medina provided what Muslims needed immensely: time to regroup and make roots and strong bonds within a society. Then in 624 AD, second Hijrah, the historic Battle of Badr took place, which changed the history of the Arabs. According to statistics, the Muslim army only consisted of 303 men, while the Meccan army were roughly 1,000 men. Clearly, it was expected that the Muslims would not be able to defend themselves against such a large army. But something unusual and miraculous happened. Despite their numbers, Muslims were victorious on the field, and eventually the Quraysh had to retreat. It is said that the Holy Prophet knew that his followers would be incomparable with the Meccan army numbers, but Allah instructed him to be patient, and that help would arrive. In Surah Al-Imran of the Holy Quran, Allah explains how He made Muslims victorious who were on the brink of great defeat.
And Allah did certainly assist you at Badr when you were weak. Be careful of your duty to Allah then, that you may give thanks. When you said to the believers, "Does it not suffice you that your Lord should assist you with 3,000 of the angels sent down?"
Patience has always been a key element in the expansion of Islam. When humiliation by the Quraysh was becoming almost unbearable, Allah instructed Prophet Muhammad to remain calm, and when things became impossible, the Holy Prophet was instructed to leave Mecca. When the Quraysh attacked the Muslims, Prophet Muhammad knew that his handful army would not be able to defend and win, but again he was instructed to remain patient, and in the end his army won. However, when Muslims became impatient, they faced defeat. The Battle of Uhud is the example of arrogance and impatience shown by the Muslims. After Badr, the Muslim Ummah took things for granted and thought that Allah would eventually help them, so they ignored the value of central command, which was coming from the Holy Prophet. Eventually the Meccans attacked under the leadership of Khalid bin Walid. As a result, they faced a huge setback. In Surah Al-Imran, Allah reprimanded the Muslims for ignoring and disobeying the Holy Prophet.
Remember when you fled and climbed the mountain without looking aside at anyone while the messenger was calling you from behind. So Allah repaid you with distress upon distress, so you would not grieve for that which had escaped you of victory and spoils of war, or for that which had befallen you of injury and death. And Allah is fully acquainted with what you do.
After this defeat, the Muslim community became fragmented and their morale was down, but under the leadership of the Holy Prophet, they reassembled and prepared for another war called the Battle of the Trench in 627 AD, the 5th Hijrah. In this battle, Muslims outsmarted the Quraysh by digging trenches which kept the Quraysh at bay, and as a result, this battle was victorious for the Holy Prophet. The Quraysh finally realized that it's not easy to defeat the followers of the Prophet, so they agreed to recognize Muslims as a separate entity by signing the Treaty of Hudaybiyah in 628 AD, which was the 6th Hijrah. The Treaty of Hudaybiyah also included an agreement for a ceasefire for a period of 10 years. However, the Quraysh's activities against Muslims continued. They patronized and helped the Banu Bakr tribe to attack the Banu Khuzar tribe, who had just joined the Holy Prophet after the treaty. As a result, with almost 10,000 soldiers, the Holy Prophet marched towards Makkah in 630 AD 8th Hijrah. Although Muslims were very high in numbers and outraged by the Quraysh's behaviour, the Holy Prophet strictly instructed his followers not to kill or violate any civilians and to forgive those soldiers who lay down their weapons. According to historians, the capture of Makkah was very smooth as nearly everyone had surrendered. The capture of Makkah was a game changer as majority of the Quraysh tribes started embracing Islam one by one voluntarily. By 631 AD in the 9th Hijrah, most of the Arabian Peninsula was under the control of the Muslims. Suddenly, a minority had transformed into a majority within a short period of time. Then in 632 AD in the 10th Hijrah, the Holy Prophet then returned to Makkah for his first and last Hajj pilgrimage. He was now 62 years old, but he was as assertive and eloquent as he was in his young age. The Holy Prophet gathered the Muslims for the last sermon as he knew that this was the last chance for him to address a big public gathering. His sermon outlined some key points which were not only relevant to his time but to this era as well. He emphasized on racial equality, unity, harmony and brotherhood. On Mount Arafah, he said,
"All mankind is from Adam and Eve. An Arab has no superiority over a non-Arab, nor a non-Arab has any superiority over an Arab. Also a white has no superiority over black, nor does a black have any superiority over a white, except by piety and good action. Learn that every Muslim is a brother to every Muslim, and that the Muslims constitute one brotherhood. Nothing shall be legitimate to a Muslim which belongs to a fellow Muslim, unless it was given freely and willingly. Do not, therefore, do injustice to yourselves."
Followed by the farewell Hajj, when the Holy Prophet was returning to Medina along with the whole Muslim caravan of followers, another important event took place on the 18th of Zil Hijjah at Ghadir. It is said that Angel Jibreel came to him with a message and the Holy Prophet was commanded to convey this message to the people then and there. So the Holy Prophet asked for a raised platform to be made from everyone's saddles so that he could stand upon it and convey his important message to the thousands of people that were with him. Here the Holy Prophet spoke for nearly 3 hours and he delivered a historic speech where he again spoke about right from wrong, truth from falsehood, and most importantly, he declared his successor.
"O people, I have not been neglectful about publicizing what has been delivered to me by God. Now I am to explain to you the cause of the revelation of this verse. Gabriel, bearing his command, came down to me thrice from peace, the Creator, for only he is the source of peace. He brought it to me that to stand amid this vast mass and deliver God's command. Now I announce to you the colored and white, that Ali, the son of Abu Talib, is as a brother to me, and he is my executor and successor to lead my people as an imam after me. His relation to me is as Aaron was to Moses, except for that no other messenger will be after me. After God and his messenger, Ali is going to be your conserver."
Then he proclaimed,
"One who has me as his master has Ali as his master."
This proclamation made it clear that Ali ibn Abi Talib would be the leader of those who consider Prophet Muhammad as their leader. For those who won't, he said,
"One who rises against Ali and does not accept his leadership, then let my wrath and my curse fall upon that type."
The declaration of Ali ibn Abi Talib as his successor clearly indicates that Imam Ali's spiritual and political authority was higher over anyone else, and that therefore paying allegiance to Imam Ali should be binding on the believers till the day of judgment. The Holy Prophet said,
"I am here to warn you, and Ali is the man who will guide you."
This crucially could be interpreted as whoever denies Imam Ali his right to succeed the Holy Prophet is also denying the Holy Prophet's authority. Indeed, the event of Ghadir holds great importance, and the most significant was the timing when the Prophet knew that he would not live much longer, So holding up Imam Ali's hand at Ghadir was a strong signal to his followers that Imam Ali would lead them both spiritually and politically after him. It is said that when the Holy Prophet finished his sermon, he recited a verse from the Holy Quran.
Today I have perfected your religion for you and completed my favor on you, and I have chosen for you Islam as a religion.